Good evening and welcome to Riker's Beard Live. It's terribly nice to be here with my people that I want to see and some other people that have joined us. It's I'm not at all jealous of you guys being away and having some fun. Presumably you're still at Blackpool at the moment.
We certainly are. We certainly are, yeah. Plastic pint glasses and all.
Yeah. Do they not have glass glasses in the north?
Only at very special places.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
James, please, they think that is glass. Don't be rude. Now,
never seen Alan look so short.
I got on the floor, you know.
This is
too old to get up.
This is my usual perspective of Alan.
Look, Alan, this is yours. Look, still here.
Oh, yes, and you didn't get it to me.
I forgot. I was too busy dealing with other stuff. Hang on. This is yours as well. You won this in another quiz.
Yes, I did. And a pencil, which was spelt wrong or something.
A pencil? Did you win a pencil? I'll have to find one of those.
Yeah, I know it was many years ago.
I just say you were both missed, really missed, and it was a great weekend. But if you've been here, it would be an even better weekend.
Oh, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam.
We were gutted we couldn't attend, and we were genuinely last night whilst we were tucking into our steak and lobster. We really were concerned as to how you were coping up there with your plastic pint glasses and eating your jelly deals, presumably.
We were fine because there's a Chinese and a fish and chip shop just across the road.
And I was having a 3-course meal with drinks for 12 quid.
Were those 3 courses all bread and butter?
No. I had bread and butter with 2 of them.
Yes,
Did they come with gravy?
One of them did.
Did the place you were eating start with the initials HMP?
No. Yeah. I don't know.
You mean, of course, His Majesty's prison.
Yes. The place here is worth the money. Seriously. For the cost of a 1-person night at the Metropole, I put 3 people up for 4 nights.
I've heard nothing but good things about the venue and the accommodation. I'm really pleased. There were people that had some trepidations. I think the concerns were valid, but I'm glad they've been proven wrong. So that's just fantastic. Now, good evening to this very special edition of Riker's Beard Live. Below me, with his fashionable-looking indie guitar in the background, his uniform, his picture of him with Zippy, is the captain of the good ship Riker's Beard, the one, the only, the legend, Mr. James Dillon. How are you doing, James?
Good evening. Hello, everybody. I'm fine. Welcome to Ramsgate, down on the south coast.
And to my left, we've got, you can't see him, but we've got Carl. He's hidden by the Riker's Beard badge. There he is. Hey, Carl.
Behind the badge.
How you doing, buddy? And also we have someone who looks a bit like Mark Cotton.
Richard, why didn't you swap me into that corner and then we'll be able to see Mark, because I've got nothing there that the viewers need to see. There we go. That's better.
That's captain level thinking. I just push the buttons. He steers the ship. It's this is honestly.
I can't even push any buttons. It won't let me show the comments.
You're not allowed to push the buttons. But we've got such a show built up today because we've got so much news that has dropped over the weekend. We've got so much news to talk about, so many things that we want to get onto. But first and foremost, as always, we've got to say hello to all the lovely people that are watching. So, what ho, Chris? How you doing, chap? Christoph. Hotel Wi-Fi. Chris's hotel Wi-Fi is so slow he has to use his mobile phone as a hotspot. Just don't eat up my 8 gigabytes of free roaming, please.
Well, that's another benefit of Brexit there.
Another benefit of Brexit, yep.
Yep.
Vicky says, evening all. Good evening, Victoria. It's lovely to see you.
Good evening, the lovely Vicky.
Hey, Adam. How you doing, buddy?
Adam, we miss you.
We miss you. We've got exciting news for you later. David. David is from heckling in the background, wherever that is in the north. We're not sure.
That's probably in like the West Country with a name like heckling in
Near
the background.
Huddersfield.
Actually,
Yeah.
over there. It's just here.
Oh, it's near Blackpool, is it? Okay.
Who's in the room with you there?
Well, we'll give you a little whistle-stop tour. One moment. So,
What room are you actually in? Is that someone's room or in a bar or what?
No, this is in a random corridor.
Corridor. Oh. Hello, everybody.
So that's everybody.
I'm really pleased I'm wearing my Batman pajamas. Now, we've got a... Vicky says, missing all of you guys. Thank you for showing the best costume ever again, Alan Window. Rashid says, hi everyone, I had a fantastic time at Destination Blackpool. The hotel and I've been hearing nothing but good things. Really pleased, honestly, really pleased.
Hang on. Here comes the best costume again. Look, there it is. The giant green space hand.
Doesn't get old, does it?
Doesn't get old.
No.
Seen that one yet? One of my 17 next time.
Martin says hello. It's fantastic. It's oh yes, sorry, yes. He's an admiral, yeah.
I didn't want to say.
God, we've got so much Trek news to talk about. I'm not sure how we're going to talk about Star Trek for a full hour. However, we've got a lot of news. Should we play the news sting or the fake news sting?
Just flip a coin, go whatever you feel like.
Okay, well, the following isn't fake, but we'll play the fake one because it's our favourite. It's a fake. Right, so where do we start? Where do we start? We start
Strange New Worlds?
I think we'll start with Strange New Worlds. James, lead us into this week's breaking news for Strange New Worlds.
So the breaking news is that there's an episode where instead of Spock becoming not a Vulcan, the others all become a Vulcan by having a terrible injection, and they don't like it very much, apart from that engineer who you don't like, who is unaffected or just can't act. And then they all become Vulcans.
Yeah, when I saw that the clip was 5 minutes long, I stopped straight away because I hate watching too many trailers. It's a bugbear of mine. I watched enough, hopefully, that I'll be able to comment on it. And I thought, as always, this is Strange New Worlds that's delivering great content with humor at the same time. It's serious enough that you can get emotionally attached and involved, and you're bothered about what's going to happen. And it's silly enough that you can all have a good laugh. I watched it as far as I was walking down the corridor. Alan, what's the name of the big gladiator fugal stick that the Vulcans use?
Oh, from long time. Yeah.
Lurper, is it? Lurper?
The Vulcan pain stick, we'll call it. They were walking down the corridor brandishing the Vulcan pain stick, and I stopped it at that point. But again, it just absolutely delivers time and time again.
Is Vulcan good?
Sorry, Liam, you'll have to project a bit more. You're a bit far away from the...
Vulcan good?
It was Vulcan good.
Yes.
It was Vulcan good. I'm not sure we can say that. Carl, you're always the one telling me off when I fucking swear. Can we say it? Yep. Okay. Cool. Yes, it was Vulcan good.
The accent.
You can say. I think you can say feck because they said it in Father Ted before.
Here's some gratuitous swearing. Then biscuits.
Belgium.
Sorry, James. Yet again, you've taken another layer of skin off my forehead. I said forehead, Alan. Right.
All right. So much for Strange New Worlds. Lower Decks has put out a fantastic trailer. For
yes.
their 5th year.
So this is brilliant news for me. It's the final season of Lower Decks, which is fantastic news for me. I haven't completely disenjoyed it. However, it is a bit of a chore for me to have to sit through it. But the trailer they put out, yeah, again, the really good taste, humor, blending it with an emotional advert that we all remember well. Actually,
It was the CIC promotional video from back in the 90s when we had nothing else to watch.
yeah, I'm trying to remember the first time I saw the video. I think it was on a VHS tape. I think it was on like a 25th anniversary of something, some Star Trek. I'm trying to remember where I first saw that.
Shall I find the clip and we can play it? Or do you think we'll get a copyright strike?
No, it'll go wrong because I can't share screens. I don't know. It'll play without the sound or electric. Yeah, it's not going to work.
That's what we found during Wish last night, wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, final season of Lower Decks. I mean, how have one, two, three, four, five of you? How have you been finding Lower Decks?
I've loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all big fans.
And the South African version.
To mention cosplays here this weekend, the number of Lower Decks cosplays and badges was insane.
Oh yeah, there's been some great badges.
Oh, the irritating
Badges.
thing based on the Windows paperclip.
It looks like you're trying to fire phasers. Would you like me to mess it up for you? It looks like you're trying to decompress the main shuttle bay. Would you like me instead to activate a tractor beam?
AI had to start somewhere. But yeah, so Lower Decks sadly missed, and without sounding facetious, I think they are ending it at the right time, because I think no, hear me out. You know, it's the same joke like every week now, and that's not me being facetious. It's just getting a bit dull. They've kept it going with Easter eggs, but you know, if it goes on any longer, people are going to get bored of it. It's still pretty good, so let's finish it on a high. So I think then it can be its own thing. I think that's a good idea. I'm sad if everyone else is going to miss it, but I don't think there's any Star Trek series you can say finished on a low. I think they all finished.
Well, let's not be so hasty there. I mean, we saw the end of Discovery recently.
That was a high for me.
I mean, by the own incredibly low bar that it set for itself, it still managed to limbo underneath it.
God, that was awful, wasn't it? But it was, but it's done. So I think it's marvelous.
Well, bad news, of course, Richard, because in the forthcoming Starfleet Academy series, it appears that a significant number of Discovery characters are going to be
considering
in it.
How much news we've got to get through, we're barreling through it. We're barreling through it in no time at all. So, yeah. So
Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Victor Van Doom.
Well, that's nothing to do with Star Trek. Again,
No, but it came out in San Diego, so I just want to chuck it in.
Back to the comments quickly. David says that no. Christoph says no promises, but he might visit Portsmouth next Wednesday. David says Norbrecht was not as bad as all the reviews. Also, if you don't want to stop in the Con Hotel, plenty of choice here in Blackpool. They've got quite a sturdy tower. I don't know. Can you stay in the tower?
Can you climb up it and swat airplanes?
Yeah. Chris says he's met Carl and he's lovely. We're not sure which Carl you've met.
Which of the two on the screen, stage left or stage right?
Yeah, which two do you mean?
Read that one would have been me.
I couldn't hear that. Sorry.
I think real Carl put his hand up.
I think it was me.
Right. Okay. Marvelous. In which case, yes. To be fair, they're both lovely. They're both lovely. Christoph says, "I love Lower Decks. Glad there will be a live action replacement of sorts, which was announced this weekend too." So what's this one? I don't know about this.
I'm not sure Christoph is right on that, Richard. I think that Tawny Newsome is releasing some sort of sitcom, but I don't think it's a sequel to Lower Decks. I could be wrong.
From what I've read, it's not a sequel. It's a new idea. That it's a bit like Jim Carrey movie where he was a person being watched all the time. So the idea is that
Truman Show.
Yeah, they're on some form of pleasure planet, and the galaxy is watching them live all the time.
Well, that they did that in the Orville, didn't they? That was marvelous. But
Do we have any more news on the Orville? Has that been renewed?
the last I heard, it had been agreed in principle, but there's been no production been started, which is a shame because the last season of the Orville is some of the best Trek I've ever seen in my life. It was absolutely brilliant.
It's up there with Galaxy Quest, isn't it?
I think it's better than Galaxy Quest, personally. There is a new Galaxy Quest coming out, I believe. I think that is in production.
That's actually a series, I think, rather than a film.
Well, to be fair, though, they put things in production, then can them willy-nilly these days, so who knows?
You realise it's fully 25 years since Galaxy Quest came out.
It's 25, yes, it's 25 years since Deep Blue Sea came out. They're showing that at The View. When Samuel L. Jackson gets eaten by the shark. But
Why are they bringing that back?
I quite like it. Well, anyway.
Right, okay. Section 31 we haven't touched upon yet.
James, slow down.
I'm just
He's a
too
lawyer.
excited, Richard. There's so much news to get through.
There is a lot of news to get through, but before you know it, we'll be out of news and we'll be talking about chooses and all sorts. Now, where do we get to? So, Lower Decks is finishing. Sad about that. We've got Section 31, which is coming up. And we have Starfleet Academy, which is coming up. Now, Starfleet Academy, brilliant news. Robert Picardo has been brought in. He's officially on the roster. And that's the only good news about it I've heard so far. How are we going? Has everyone watched Prodigy? Spoilers if you haven't watched Prodigy.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm still a series behind because it's hard going, Prodigy.
So I'm enjoying Prodigy, but the Doctor, Robert Picardo's in it, and their Doctor doesn't look like him, but it looks awful. And I'm wondering how they're going to do him in Section 31. Are they going to use CGI to make him look younger? Are they going to?
Oh, no, it's Starfleet Academy, not Section 31.
Sorry, Starfleet Academy. You're quite right. Yeah. So how are they going to do him in Starfleet Academy? They're going to have one scene with him using CGI to make him look younger, and then go, "Oh, can't you make yourself look more older?" And he'll go, "Well, okay, then," and kind of do it with a bad joke, or how do you think they're going to do it? Oh, we don't care. Well, fair enough. He'll be there.
Yeah, Robert Picardo doesn't look much different now, does he?
Or you think they'll just have the actor in the age he is now and just pretend he's not a hologram?
Yeah, maybe he's a hard light hologram, or they've built him an android body or something.
Fair enough.
But,
yeah. Okay, so the lovely Dr. Emma says, "It may be that I was a student for 8 years. You should have worked harder. I did it in 3.
How many PhDs do you have, Richard? Just remind me.
None. In 3 years, I didn't achieve a single PhD.
Oh,
I only got a degree and a published dissertation. But there we are. Maybe I was a student for 8 years, but I've definitely stayed in worse places than the Norbreck. I thought it was great, and the staff were wonderful. Northern people are quite hospitable, I found, when they're not trying to kill you.
Not now, Cato.
Not now, Cato. Rashid is a massive Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Michelle Yeoh. It's there's not many actresses I get weak at the knees for, but I've got a proper fanboy thing for Michelle Yeoh. She's incredible. If you've not watched Jet Li's first 3 films with her, that honestly, absolutely incredible. She's extremely talented. Oh, hello, Nadim. How are we doing?
I've met Nadim this week for the
First time. Finally met him.
Is he still there?
I don't believe
I've not seen
so.
him today. No,
I
saw him
believe he
yesterday.
was going. No, he was going to Manchester Comic Con.
Yes, because of
He's
the
going to
conflict,
another Comic-Con.
a lot of people left to go to that to get signatures of Cynical, Mark Green, and so on. So yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, right?
Yes, there was another one. There was another one close by, wasn't there? I can't remember what it was called. It was in Manchester, wasn't it? Manchester Comic Con, probably. That'd be a good name for it.
Safer.
More
I'm-
expensive.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear any of that. I'm terribly sorry.
I said Manchester's further south. It's safer.
Yes,
And
probably, yes. Less chance of being
No,
assaulted
more
with a battered
expensive.
Mars bar.
More
Um,
expensive. I'm very cheap.
Just quite randomly, Chris says 7 of 9, yum yum. So someone had better get him a glass of cold water.
Maybe
yes,
that was a
he's
comment.
quite right. He went to go and see Sonika. And
Did
congratulates
you find
her for
her?
her performance in The Walking Dead. Leah Ratcliffe says, hey, right back at you, Leah. How you doing? Rashid, you didn't just see him. He saw you. And he would have loved to have said hi. He just thought, he didn't want to say hello to you without us, which is fair enough. Okay.
They missed out on mixology then.
Yeah, that's a shame. I've heard so many good things about that. But what?
He is here. He is therefore the most important. I'm sorry, gents. When you exist, what, a couple of 100 miles away? Yeah, a couple of 100 miles. He did pay me for this.
Well, Carl is a very important member of the Riker's Beard crew, and he's well, I'd say he's probably our third most valuable crew member.
Yes, absolutely.
That's some accolade you've given him there. Oh.
I don't know what's his. I can't. You know, I'm on my job. So I'm the temporal violations officer, and I double up as security. You're the captain. What does Carl do?
It's never been established.
We need to find something from
Lurker in chief.
Lurker. No. Can he be Northern officer?
He stirs.
We have a couple of bars on board. He could be in charge of one of those.
No.
He's very good.
I've heard he's not a very good barman.
I had 7 cocktails yesterday afternoon. I don't know how I was standing afterwards.
I saw some very colourful cocktails, Carl. Did you select them based on the sort of rainbow effect? Is that what you did?
Absolutely, that was part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked very attractive.
Gee, if you wouldn't mind, Carl, if you can shuffle your bottom closer to the apparatus so he can hear you and tell us a bit about how your cocktails went yesterday, because social media has been alive with just how wonderful people have enjoyed it.
They went very quickly.
All right, okay. So they sort of, once the free drinks were stopped being served, they just left.
Oh no, as in the cocktails themselves.
Oh, right. Yes. Marvelous.
They were very popular. We had about 60 people in the room this time we capped it at. Pretty much everyone got to go, and most of them staggered out successfully.
Was anyone hospitalised?
No, not this time. Not this time.
Mm. Excellent. Excellent work. Excellent.
Well, it's certainly the pictures that I've seen flying around on social media have seen that your event is probably, your activity was probably the most popular one that was going, really. Everything else was paid, I believe.
I can upscale it for next year. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to achieve this.
I've got an idea for that. I think that we should combine it with my martial arts demonstration. That won't go wrong at all. That's a really good idea.
We can have chainsaws as well. That would be brilliant. Nothing could go wrong with that.
I've got to use my chainsaw today. I haven't used it in ages.
Mm.
I had to cut up some balcony to take the tip. I thought, well, I better oil it first. So I give it a good oil.
You've been to the tip today?
Why do gentlemen like you need a chainsaw? I thought you had massive choppers.
I tend to just walk.
So, should we play the sting for massive choppers, Richard?
Huh?
Should we play the massive choppers sting just for fun?
Oh, the one, if you like.
Yeah, let's do that. Roll VT.
Hang on a minute.
Is it there?
Can't
It
just
probably
demand
is.
that so quickly. It takes effort.
So he can demand it quickly. He just can't get it quickly.
While we're waiting.
And welcome to James and Richard's Massive Choppers.
This week's chopper is a Sikorsky, but we haven't prepped it, so we'll have to
No,
do
I
it.
think we've got the Mill 26.
Oh, do you want to do the Mill 26
The
again?
Mill 26 massive
Is it
chopper.
the clip of it lifting a Chinook?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, let's see that then.
And that is a massive chopper, James. Is that your
It's
largest?
certainly the heaviest lift helicopter in the world today.
Oh, today, currently, that's the heaviest lift helicopter.
Yeah.
And in terms of rotor span,
Oh, I can't remember. It's pretty damn big.
it's pretty big. Yeah.
I mean, I had the briefing sheet last time we looked at the Mill 26, but I don't have that to hand. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, my chopper's nowhere near as big as that, but it's a lot more maneuverable. And mine appeared in a film in the late 80s. Right, moving on. For more news, James, could you fill us in on everything we now know about Section 31?
Yes, Section 31 is going to be set somewhere in the Star Trek timeline, but I'm not entirely certain where, because I've lost track of where Michelle Yeoh's character ended up in Discovery. I think she was left in the 23rd century, wasn't she?
I didn't care.
To be honest, I didn't care either. And Emperor Giorgio will now be an operative for Section 31, which, as we know from numerous series, is the dark operations section of Starfleet that's existed since the inception of Starfleet. And we don't really know much more than that, to be honest. It looks like it's filmed in a nightclub.
I'm fairly certain, hopefully Alan will be able to fill me in on here, that we were first introduced canonically to Section 31 in Enterprise, weren't we?
Chronologically, yes.
Well, I was became aware of it. And that's why 3 of us cosplayed it this weekend, the day before the video dropped, which I think was very prescient of us.
Mm.
It's almost like they knew too much. Shine a bright light in Alan's face and see if he has the blinkers,
Hang on.
the Spock blinkers that they have in Section 31 for some reason. That reminds me of this time with a strip. Oh, possibly not. No.
We definitely are past the focus.
Yeah, we're
I left-
definitely. Let's say.
The torch was on my phone in my pocket. It lit up. She said, "Have you got a cock like ET?"
Something very educational about Blackpool. The number of different ways you can name a strip club.
I didn't get all of that, James. You able to? Did you hear it all?
There is something very educational that I learned in Blackpool.
Right.
It's the number of different ways you can name a strip club.
Oh yes, it's like naming normal pubs in London, like the
How many
Slug
did
and
you go
Lettuce.
to?
That would be a strip club in Blackpool.
But these are just clubs that are on the strip.
Again, I didn't get all of that. I'm really sorry.
I think what Liam was saying is there's a number of strip clubs along the strip, and perhaps we could have the
What
names
I
of
said
some.
was there's a number of clubs. There's a number of clubs along the strip.
Right, but they're not strip clubs.
Well, they are. They're on the strip.
I wouldn't know.
So, well, how? So your intelligence, therefore, is useless to us, Liam, because you've given us no information at all. You know, you've said there are some clubs, but you can't tell us anything about them. I mean, the whole point of the conversation is we were talking about strip clubs, and Alan's now going to tell us the names of all the ones that he found.
I would love to start listing them, but I believe we'd have a copyright strike. I don't know they were what they were, but Big Bab's bouncing balloons is a bit of a giveaway.
Well, James and I like the cheap ones. So if you could go and go to each one, we want the ones where you literally put £1 in a pint glass, preferably 50p.
Probably is 50p in the north. Alan, what are you drinking there?
You got a lump of coal in a bucket.
Ferengi snail juice. I thought so. So, Richard, in the comments, I'm seeing some stuff coming up about. Apparently, it's been announced Destination henceforth is a charity event. What is there a nominated charity that it will support, or is it a general charity? Do people put applications in for the charity? I mean,
well, you're asking me, and I don't know, so I can make something up if you like.
Well, those who were there might be able to tell us.
Yeah. So in the closing ceremony, Jason Joyner, the organizer, he stated that basically what they're going to do is money that is left over from the running of the event will go to charity rather than being profitable effectively. He's not said what charity that will be yet. It was just announced during the closing ceremony. That's how they were going to operate next year.
So what they're doing then is entirely copying the Riker model.
We've done really well for charity with Riker cons, which segues in nicely to, on the social media today, someone in Riker's Beard put a post up hinting there might be a Riker con next year. Is there something you want to share with us, James?
Well, there will be a Riker con, and we don't know where, and we don't know when, and we don't, more importantly, know how. But we will deliver on it because we've done it twice before.
It's not too far south.
I'm sorry, Alan, we didn't catch that.
He doesn't want it to be in the
I
south.
hope it's not too far south.
Well, it won't be on the Isle of Wight, I promise you that.
Oh, it's going to be across. It's going to be in Europe.
Well,
Disneyland.
not mainland Europe.
I'd quite like it to be somewhere in the Mediterranean. That'd be lovely.
Guernsey, home, Sark.
Spain.
Somewhere non-extradition treaty.
So there's not really any news to report on that then.
No, only that we will deliver one, and I think there is an appetite for it. And there may, in addition to a Riker con, be a Riker's Beard landing party, which is an entirely separate and much easier thing to organise.
Yes, I think there's going to be one, possibly two Riker's Beard landing parties. This is something that was organised with moderate success before the COVID years, whereby we would simply let's all just meet up. Let's go to hopefully
lodge.
Yeah, let's go to an aquarium and look at some fish. Apart from Alan, he's banned from aquariums. Let's go to an aquarium.
Is that because you jumped in and you swam in with the fishies?
Can we introduce someone?
Sorry to interrupt, gents. We have a wandering stuzzer face that we're sure you're going to recognise and love to say hello to.
Hey, boys.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Do you remember this is the lovely lady who witnessed?
I do remember. This is Emma, isn't it?
Yeah, when she did our martial arts talk, she did
looked after us in our activity room.
Yep. Yeah, she did the Mr. and Mrs. quiz. She did everything. She was marvelous. Do you still have the hat?
I do.
You said you were going to take a picture of the hat I gave you everywhere you went, and have you done that? Have you lost the hat? You don't have the hat anymore, do you?
I just keep forgetting to take it on holiday.
Well, as long as it's protected your head, I'm happy. I've forgotten what we were talking. It's lovely to see you, but I've forgotten what we were talking about.
Has Cole flogged you one of our lovely Riker's Beard badges yet?
Tried.
Yeah.
I did try.
Emma's been very helpful to a lot of people over this weekend. So, I mean, at times I was trying to communicate with the party paying.
Emma's a true gentlewoman. She's absolutely fantastic. She's there for nothing more than to spread joy and love and to help people have a good time. And is it true that, yeah, I mean, if we run out of Emmas, hopefully we can peruse the strip clubs in Blackpool and find women of a similar disposition. Well, different goals, but the same skills.
Oh.
I'll say good night.
It's lovely to see you, Emma.
Joining us.
Thank you. Thank you again for how much you helped us last year.
Bye, Emma.
Yes. So that's right. So Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks.
If I can, the one thing I will say about this weekend that's impressed me has been the degree to which it's been fan-generated content and entertainment, and we got it back in spades. People praised us for doing cosplay stuff. Misty was amazing, doing so many things. Jamie Gallagher was superb doing the science STEM side of things, and everyone just enjoyed themselves, took part, and that's what made the weekend. So just a quick speed.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Liam. I think seeing people that we know and love, and for me personally, I'm always on a serious note, I love the fact that it's a safe space that's created for people, and you see the people really appreciate that, and it's really needed for them, I think, and I think the COVID year showed that. So, and as much as it's great being starstruck by celebrities, it's the fan generated stuff where we all get together and are able to relax and share each other's company. That's the highlight for me. And not even being a part of it, I like to watch. I like to see everyone having a good time. I like to see everyone relax, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. You're absolutely right there, Liam.
Things like playing cards in the bar, even if Andrew did fleece me.
I'm sorry, Alan, I didn't hear you.
Sorry, we've got a family coming through.
You've got a pineapple hung outside your door. What?
No, he said there's a family coming through. There we are.
We're in a thoroughfare.
Right. So anyway, we've done Strange New Worlds. We've done Lower Decks. We've looked at Section 31.
We're talking about the landing party, how we're going to go to an aquarium.
Yes, and we're going to look at some fish, and Carl's going to jump in and try and communicate with the humpback whales.
But if that is an appetite for it, I'm going to just jump ahead and suggest, rather than agree where and what, agree when. And if we can agree a when, we can then work on what might be going on around that time. But
it's a brilliant idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll put someone in charge of that.
Good.
Hey, Carl.
Which one?
Any more news that we need to cover, James?
Let's see. What else is in production?
The Strange New Worlds musical.
What is there?
They're not doing another one, are they? Oh.
Based on the Rhapsody episode, we want to do a Strange New Worlds musical. When they posted it, they tweeted it, whatever it might be. Spock's response, Ethan Peck's response was, "What?"
Yeah.
So it sounds like an open cast that will be doing the musical.
Similar to my response, that possibly the weakest of the Strange New Worlds episodes I've seen. I do appreciate it was enjoyed by many people, though. Probably the same people.
So yeah, Starfleet Academy is the only one we've touched upon it, but we don't really have much news apart from Tilly's going to be in it.
Ricardo is going to be in it, which is great news.
That is good news.
What do you think? Who do you think he'll be? Well, obviously he'll be a professor, but a professor of what? Do you think he'll be doing medical stuff, or do you think he'll have moved on?
Well, it could be Zimmerman created more holograms. He could be an engineering hologram or a command hologram. He could be anything, couldn't he?
That's right. He might not be the Doctor from Voyager. He could be one of the liberated dilithium mining holograms. He could be anything. Yeah.
In that episode of Voyager where the doctor comes back to try and treat Zimmerman, who's got some incurable illness. Zimmerman says, "Oh, you're a Mark 1. We're on to like the Mark 7 or something by now." So his own likeness had not been used for some time. So yeah, who knows?
No, they were going to use Bashir's likeness, weren't they?
Until it came to light that Bashir was genetically augmented.
Which I thought was a bit harsh, because I don't think his appearance was genetically augmented, but he was still a handsome chap, you know. He didn't like have an extra ear.
Do you mean a final frontier?
He's way ahead of me. He's way ahead of me. Literally finish each other's sentences. I'll set them up, you knock them down, James.
Yeah. There we go.
So yes, we could have Ricardo literally playing anyone or anything. Obviously, he's a bit older now, so you'd assume he'd be playing some sort of professor. But I wonder what. I think they'll make him the Doctor from Voyager. I think he'll be the same person. It'd be silly to throw away the character and having to develop a new one from scratch. That'd be, no disrespect to today's writers, but probably too much work for them. If they've got the Doctor from Voyager, they can delve into his backstory a lot, so that they can churn out a lot more content a lot quicker. So,
you remember the time I discussed with Commander Chakotay his medicine bundle?
Don't remember that one. I do enjoy a good Chakotay heavy episode, though. I particularly like the one where he wasn't there that time where him and Janeway got stranded on a planet and he went hunting.
Yeah, he made her a bath out of.
Yeah, he made a bath,
wood, didn't he?
like in Red Dwarf. Yeah, he made her a bath. He didn't have a lot else to do apart from that. I can't think of anything sort of pivotal.
He did some sand art. Don't forget that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Lurper.
Lurper.
That's the Vulcan weapon that they were talking about earlier, where I repeatedly said Lurper and no one paid any attention to me.
Because it's called a Vulcan pain stick. You've pronounced it wrong.
Sorry, my brain's slow at this time of the call.
The connection's
Anyone
not
would
very
think
good.
that Alan's had a drink.
Is it terribly well balanced for an object of pain? Have you never? Oh, you've never wielded one. Fair enough.
We need a martial artist who's used to using stick fighting to be able to answer that question. If only there was somebody on here who'd done some of that.
Unfortunately, no. I've only done.
That long.
I have literally only done bare knuckle fighting. that's the
You've
sum
never
of my.
used stick fighting. No, anything that long is too long for a start. I know you get the extra reach.
I've used a Joe's.
Maneuverability.
I have used a bow staff, and it was too big for me. So I have done some work with a Joe staff, but I've only ever competed bare knuckle. Weapons is just too dangerous for me.
Bayonets and battens.
Have you seen? Look, Tony Lee's popped up in the comments. Look what he said about us.
I've got it, Tony. This feels like an episode of Rich and James watched by a. A northern goggle box. So yes, back to the comments, which we really should do. Where are we? Got some strong people on here now. So Tony says, everyone says when comments. Yes, David said the worst corridor ever. For some reason, people keep using it.
Hang on. Let's pick a date then. Right, pick a Saturday in like October.
Why is it, guys? Why are you in a corridor?
Because it's too noisy in the bar.
They're playing bingo.
Are there no reception?
Yes.
Look at the grammar and punctuation in that comment, though. I mean, I can that apostrophe has just really upset me. That's a pluralizing apostrophe, David. We need to have a word about that. Alan's gone to look for the apostrophe now.
And you. Sorry,
There it is.
camera. Oh, no.
It's meant to be such an enormous hotel. I'm amazed there's not a reception room or something you can.
Hello. Right, what's happening here?
Is this? I've never seen Gogglebox. So is this what happens in Gogglebox?
Gogglebox, Richard, is where some people watch television, and
Right.
we watch them watching the television, so that we're entertained by their commentary on the television.
Oh, can we comment
So
on that,
it's
please?
really lazy. I mean, you don't watch a television program yourself. You just watch how someone else reacts to it.
No, I love the mansplaining going on.
Yes.
So the question, if he's mansplaining, what does that? Oh, yeah.
And this is
Alan,
essentially
mansplaining is when a man
Yes,
explains something to
I
you.
need a kettle for drinks.
I really wish I could hear what Alan was saying, but I can't.
Alcohol.
Christoph says, I think Rob Picardo will play the Voyage Doctor because he has to fit the bill, decided to get his age appearance at around 1 out of 10 for natural. Yeah, I think they'll have one episode. I personally think they'll open it with him looking the same with CGI, and they go, oh no, you look weird if you're the same, let's age you a bit, and they'll palm it off like that.
What's this? Christoph says,
is that why the Cardassian cancelled? Oh, hang on. By the way, Destination Blackpool McDee's Dan and Darren, who themselves are not Tony.
McDee's, is that like their McDonald's?
MCs. I've read that too quickly because I've been drinking wine. They're not McDonald's. MCs don't finish is not Tony at least once. And let's face it, they're not, because we were at dinner with Tony last night. Which
I mean, obviously,
again,
you know, they're the fast food equivalent of the fine steak meal that we enjoyed last night with our friend Tony.
I'm glad you said with our friend Tony, because otherwise that would sound very odd. Which, by the way, I think we'll have to do a public endorsement of this. We went to a restaurant called Brettington's in Rochester last night. Good God. Oh, mate, that was some steak and lobster. And the service was superb. Everything was just splendid. It was
Company was excellent.
If you're anywhere near the south, go to Brettington's in Rochester. It's worth it. It's just superb. The train journey home, not so much. Public transport at that time of night. Good God.
Well, it was like a cabaret, wasn't it? All the people coming.
It was. It's like being in a Weatherspoons just before chucking out time. It was quite good fun.
Says Tony says, there we are.
The fast food equivalent of Tony Lee.
I could probably arrange that.
Sort of like a chicken McNugget. How did the guys do? I've heard no complaints, so presumably everything went swimmingly.
Sorry, what?
How did the guys?
They weren't listening, Richard.
Yeah. How did not Tony Lee do?
Which guys you were referring to? You mean Dan and Darren?
Yeah.
Very well. Very well.
Yeah.
He was doing okay till he fell off the stage.
Because I've heard nothing, and if they're doing the jobs, you're going to hear nothing. If they do a crap job, then there's loads of noise about it, and I've heard no noise, so presumably they did very well.
The closing ceremony had Robert O'Reilly, Armin Shimmerman, Sir Rock Lofton, and Robert Duncan McNeil on the stage, and then the plan was to bring on the rest of the actors and actresses, but they weren't there. So Dan,
they forgot to get them.
Yes, they forgot to get them.
So there was some improv going on between Dan and Darren to give them time.
Some banter.
Yeah.
Oh, marvelous!
Dance.
I'm sad I missed that.
Oh dear.
Well, oh gosh, we're getting close to time now. So from everyone on camera at the moment, starting with Liam, please. What was your favourite moment of the weekend? Liam, what's your favourite moment of the weekend?
Well, I actually do my least favorite moment of the weekend, which was Misty and I and Jamie Gallagher were all. Someone spoke to Jamie and said, "Right, follow us." We went taken up behind the stage, and we thought, "What's going on here at all?" And then we were called out one at a time to say something on a microphone on stage in front of 600 people. Oh. I changed my underpants afterwards.
That similar thing happened to me and you. That's where I always tell my really inappropriate jokes.
Yeah.
Carl, what was your favourite highlight of the weekend?
My highlight was actually so last night, sat in the bar, met a father and son duo, the first time cop, a little lad called Ben, 12 years old, massive DS9 fans, and yeah, just chatting with those guys. They were sat on their own, quite nervous, so we went and sat with them, had a chat. We've seen them a couple of times today, and we managed to arrange little bits and bobs for them, such as making sure the young lad got his question asked during the DS9 panel, thanks to a word with the host Darren. So yeah, just seeing people like that, and especially a young lad of 12, he's had an absolute blast today, and all the guests were really good with him. Yeah, stuff like that's the reason for these cons, isn't it?
Again, it's as I alluded to earlier, it's watching people have a good time. That's why I go. I like to watch. It's just marvelous thing that.
Better watch Gogglebox then, Richard.
No, I've got so much more I need to do with my time. How can you tell us what was your favourite bit?
As much as I loved being a mystery guest and crawling through a room yesterday, I've got to say probably mine was today. I managed to get myself this.
Tuvok sex doll. Oh, that's lovely. That's hold it up again. Sorry. Hold it up again.
Did you tell
really
Tim
nice.
Russell for scribbling on it?
No, that's a really good likeness, actually. That's a really good doll. That's fantastic. That's really good. And Mark, come forward and get on your knees.
Alternate Carl.
Hey,
Carl.
Hey up, Chuck.
Right.
What was best bit?
Louder.
Louder. Up here, 4 days and a bit more northern. I'll tell you. Favourite part is seeing friends, old and new, and actually having some money left at the end of the weekend.
I didn't get all of that, I'm afraid.
What you didn't understand.
He enjoyed his stay.
Yeah,
marvelous.
We've got
Well,
money.
splendid.
Money left.
I'm not sure if he's talking. Yeah. Alan, what was your favourite bit?
Okay, several. 14.
We want one. Your favourite.
No, I don't do ones. I do multiples. Ask. No, shut up. Careful. 14 cosplays unique. 17 cosplay changes. Friends. Oh, and the final punchline in your mixology.
Yes, went down a treat.
But they're geeks. I did the Mr. Hom's only line at the end, and most people knew exactly what it was. Yeah. Mr. Hom is such a big character. Well, physically big, but you know what I mean.
Did you chaps see?
Doesn't Mr. Hom, the only line, doesn't he belch enormously? Is that it?
No, he has one line.
Oh, you have to help me. What is it?
At the end of the mixology class.
Can you deliver it for us now, Alan?
Don't forget, I was in a crowded room, so I didn't do his accent. I merely bellowed in my usual style. Thanks for all the drinks.
Oh, right. Brilliant. Yes. Yes. He says that in the transporter room. That's right. Yes.
Did any of you attend the science talks? We've got a question here. Tony would like to know, his brother Chris would like to know if the astronauts, Megan, etc., embarrassed themselves or not.
All astronauts.
All the speakers spoke very well to their subjects. I mean, I even got a UK Space Agency badge for my jacket.
Marvelous.
So I loved them. I thought they were very clever.
Well, the astronauts normally are.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
I've generally never met a stupid astronaut. Is there a Scottish space agency? I don't know. But,
I'll tell Major McElroy that you said that.
does he speak in
Major
Scotch?
McElvoy.
He's a major in the Gurkhas. You work it out.
A major in the Gurkhas, and he's Scottish. Something's not adding up here, Alan. I think you've been hoodwinked.
He was a major in the Gurkhas. He was from Kent.
I love Gurkhas. When I used to work for Land Rover, the Gurkhas used to come in. Oh my word, they were bloody funny people. They were. They had a new level of clean. Like if a military Land Rover was coming in for a repair, it had to come in as if it had just left the workshop floor. They literally were cleaning it with pipe cleaners and everything. And I digress. We're pretty much at time now. So I'm going to say good evening, and once again, terribly sorry to have missed you all this weekend. I'm so pleased you all had such a good weekend. To everyone who's on screen, to everyone who's off screen, to everyone that's watching, to everyone that won't watch us, I'm just really pleased everyone went and obviously had such a good time. So well done, everyone. Look after yourselves and each other.
Toodle pip.
Cheers.